Let's go over all the jobs I had, how much I was paid, and why I quit during my 6 years in finance. So then I joined a consumer growth equity fund, and by the time I left this firm, I was being paid $100K base salary, and I believe my performance target was 50% of my base, but I forgot the exact numbers here. And I also did have a little bit of carry both in the current fund and the prior fund. This was my most recent job that I had before I quit corporate altogether, and I joined as an associate, was promoted to senior associate in the middle, and then left after 2 years. And I've briefly mentioned this in some of my prior videos, but this was essentially my dream job at the time. I was at an impact fund investing in CPG, which is exactly what I was looking for from a sector perspective. I really liked everyone that I worked with. Our culture was very fun and flexible and entrepreneurial and not in like a toxic way. And even though we still had some periods of time where the hours could be kind of long if we were sprinting towards closing a deal, overall my work-life balance was dramatically better than my prior two roles. And in the beginning, I did really enjoy this new role, and my responsibilities were a lot more outward facing and interactive and strategic versus just kind of the number crunching and analysis that I felt like I was doing as an associate in PE. But I think after maybe like a year or so and the novelty of having a new role and new responsibilities wore off, I just felt like the work kind of stopped resonating with me and I wasn't engaged anymore. I didn't find it that interesting. And I think I was questioning whether I even wanted to be an investor in that setting, because I would look at other team members who would get really excited and pumped about doing a good deal. And I just never really felt that way. And I would look at the lives of the other people on my team senior to me, and I realized that I didn't really want to be in their shoes either. I'm currently editing this video and I had to jump in to say that I don't think I properly conveyed how burnt out I was after working in a field that didn't completely suit me and trying super hard and overexerting myself over the period of like 5 or 6 years. And I think this was kind of like my breaking point as well. That was also a major reason why I decided to quit this job, despite all the good things about it. And so I think those were my main signs that maybe it was worth exploring other options. And so I started my gap year and started traveling, and that brings us to present day, where I'm completely rethinking what career I want to pursue. So my years in finance were definitely not easy by any means, but I don't necessarily regret it because I really appreciate the skills that I've gained and all the experiences that I've had through doing this work over the last 6 years. And I think hopefully that should all be really helpful for me as I figure out my next steps. But at the very least, hopefully I can make my struggle kind of worthwhile by sharing this information and helping anyone else out there who is interested in this industry.